progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
When I take a look at people's lives and those who are facing quite a number of difficulties, oftentimes those people who are facing difficulties in life, it's not because their life is not a win. It's not because they don't have great things in their life. It's because they're focusing on the things that are not necessarily making them happy. And they're not focusing on the process. They're always focusing on the outcome. They're always wanting the outcome to materialize before they become happy. And we're going to spend most of our life in process, and so we need to learn to appreciate the process and be happy in that, because that's where we're going to be spending most of our time. And the fact that your life is not a win or a major big win is doesn't mean that you're not successful. I mean, not to say that you shouldn't go for a big win, and our world is better because people had great schemes and dreams and goals, and they've made them happy, and they've been able to go shoot for the moon and land on there. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't do so, but you should. It's good for you to have those major goals and those high standards for yourself, but don't forget to be appreciative of the smaller things that are good along the way. Because if you are driven by anything other than your faith and your trust and your need to grow and to contribute and to make another person's life better, and you're driven by fear and doubt and other people's opinions and expectations, maybe it's time for you to free yourself. And the best way for you to free yourself is to decide, and for you to decide consciously that this is the way, what I want to live for. This is the purpose I want to go towards. And you may ask yourself, well, I don't know what it is that I want, and how do I find it? The best way is for you to pick something and decide, and decide consciously that this is what I'm going to live my life for. This is how I'm going to grow, and this is how I'm going to contribute to another person. And because if you don't have that mission that's pulling you every single day, then you're going to find it hard for you to go through life day by day. And then when that happens, then you start losing trust. And when you lose trust, if you don't have trust, if you don't have faith, then you immediately die internally. If you don't have trust, when you lose trust, you lose meaning. And when you lose meaning, you lose your life. Again, maybe not physically, but definitely emotionally. And if you lose it emotionally, then the physical loss of life is not that far behind. And sometimes you hook up with people who think that you are something that you are not. And and if they ever were to find out who you really are, they may not let you in their circle. And the reason it's easy for you to convince them is because you're not sure who you are either. And that doesn't mean that you are a bad person, doesn't mean that you're an evil person. It may mean that you are conflicted and lost and susceptible to attack. And if somebody labels you a certain way, then you become whatever it is that they say that you are going to become. And I'd like to ask the question, when is it that you're going to stop running? When are you going to stop trying to face yourself? Because if you run from one problem, you're going to run from another and from another and from another. And then you want to relocate and go to a different location. And then you look in the mirror, and the problem that's been bothering you all this time will be facing you in the mirror. So the best thing that you can do is to face yourself, to face your own fears, to face your own internal conflicts. And I would rather have the entire world against me than my own soul. And many people have decided to take their lives, or have decided to live in obscurity because they've taken on everyone's opinion about how they should be living their lives other than their own, and then they're in conflict with themselves. The tagline, "Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal," means so much to me, because that means that you are doing what you've always wanted to do, and not because anybody else is telling you to do so. And so you need to be able to learn to face yourself and really come to a place where you're at peace with whatever it is that you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're the person who's going to live with the decisions and the consequences of your choices, and that has absolutely nothing to do with another person. And I don't believe a person should be able to tell you what you should be doing, how you should be living, what profession you should be in. They can provide advice and guidance, but no one can give you a clear-cut manual on how you should live your life, because at the end of the day, nobody knows you more than you do, or no one should know you more than you do. So I really like to give some encouragement to really dig deep down and find whatever it is that you really want to do. And if you and learn to have trust in yourself, because if you lose trust, you lose meaning. If you lose meaning, you lose a life. Again, maybe not physically, but definitely emotionally. And when you lose it emotionally, then the physical loss of life is not that far behind. And I think you need to get to a point and have that day that turns your life around. That day that where you say enough is enough, and I'm going to live my life on my own terms and not worry about what other people are going to be saying about me or where you want to go. And it can be a day that turns your life around. All you need is a reason to turn it around, where you say, today my life changes. Now, who can do this? Anybody. When can you do this? Whatever day you pick.
Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.